artificial intelligence. You know, when we talk about AI, it can feel like we're talking about some kind of digital magic, this invisible force that's reshaping our world. But what if it's not really magic at all? What if, behind the curtain, it's something we can all actually understand? Let's find out.
You've probably heard this quote from Arthur C. Clarke. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. And man, does that hit home when it comes to AI, right? It just feels like this mysterious thing that can suddenly write a poem or diagnose a disease, and you're left wondering, how did it do that?
So that's really the big question we're going to tackle. Is AI some unknowable, mystical power, or is there something much more real, much more understandable going on behind the scenes? All right, so let's do it. It's time to peel back that curtain and take a good look at what's really going on inside the machine mind. We're going to separate the magic from the math. Okay, so here's the big secret. AI is not magic. At its very core, it's just incredibly advanced mathematics. It's gotten so good at finding patterns that it starts to look like human intuition. It's really a mirror, reflecting both our own intelligence and, well, our own flaws. To get this, just think about the difference in how they work. A traditional computer program is like a strict recipe. You tell it exactly what to do. If this happens, then you do that. Simple. But an AI? It's totally different. You don't give it the recipe. Instead, you show it a million finished cakes, and it learns to figure out the recipe all by itself, just by spotting the patterns. Okay, so how in the world does that learning process actually work? What's the secret sauce? Well, it all comes down to data and experience, not just lines and lines of rigid code. You know, the easiest way to think about AI is like one of those Russian nesting dolls. The biggest doll, the outside one, that's artificial intelligence, the whole big idea of making machines smart. Then, you open it up, and inside you find machine learning. That's the part where algorithms actually learn from data. And then inside that, you get to the smallest but most powerful doll, deep learning, which uses these incredible networks inspired by our very own brains. Machine learning, or ML, is way closer to you than you think. It's the engine running so much of your digital life. I mean, every single time Netflix nails a recommendation for you, that's machine learning. It's not thinking, it's just making a really, really good guess by analyzing what you've watched and comparing it to millions of other people. Now, deep learning, that takes it to another level. This is where we get into those neural networks. This is the crazy powerful tech that lets your phone recognize your face in a split second or allows your smart speaker to actually understand what you're asking. It's how machines are starting to get a feel for messy, complicated stuff like human speech. Now, it's super important to be clear about something. Everything we have today, from the AI that can beat a chess grandmaster to the most advanced chatbot, all of it is what we call narrow AI. It's a genius at one specific thing. The holy grail, the long-term goal, is artificial general intelligence, or AGI, a machine with the kind of flexible, creative intellect that we have. But let's be real, we are nowhere near that yet. So yeah, this isn't some far-off sci-fi concept. Let's talk about how AI is already woven right into the fabric of your day-to-day life right now. You know, AI isn't just one thing. It's more like a spectrum. We started with what's called reactive AI. Think of IBM's Deep Blue, the chess computer. It only knew the board right in front of it, no memory of past moves. Today, we're solidly in the era of limited memory AI. A self-driving car is a perfect example. It learns from recent data from its sensors. The next steps, like AI that can truly understand emotions or, become self-aware, that's still pretty much in the realm of science fiction for now. Seriously, just look around and you'll see AI is already here. It's in hospitals predicting diseases. It's at your bank, stopping fraud before it happens. It's in your car, sensing obstacles. It's the algorithm deciding what you see on social media. And that phone in your pocket, every time you unlock it with your face, yep, that's a sophisticated AI at work. It is literally everywhere. And the scale of this change is just staggering. We're talking about a potential contribution of almost $16 trillion to the global economy by 2030. Let that sink in. That's not just a little boost. That's a fundamental economic shift that's going to change how whole industries work. But this is where it gets really interesting. You've got pretty much every company out there pouring money into AI, and yet almost none of them feel like they've actually mastered it. It just goes to show you there's a huge difference between buying a fancy new tool and really knowing how to use it. And honestly, that brings us to maybe the most important part of this whole conversation, the human element, because AI doesn't just exist in a digital bubble. There's this really powerful idea that AI isn't some glimpse into the future. It's a mirror
of our present. It isn't some alien intelligence that just appeared. No, it's a direct reflection of us, our data, our priorities, and yep, our own imperfections.
And why is that? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. The machine can only learn from the data we give it. So if that data is skewed or incomplete or just reflects a bunch of our own biases, the AI is going to learn those biases as facts. And it doesn't just mirror them, it can actually amplify them at a massive scale.
A great way to think about this is to compare AI to fire. The technology itself is neutral. Used wisely, fire can warm our homes, cook our food, light our way. It's an incredible tool. But if you're not careful, it can cause unbelievable destruction. It all comes down to how we, as humans, decide to use it.
Okay, so where do we go from here? What does all this mean for our future? Well, it means we have this incredibly powerful new tool, and that means we all need a new kind of literacy to go with it.
So let's tackle the big one, the fear about jobs. The real goal of AI isn't to replace humans, it's to augment us. Think of it as a partner that handles all the boring, repetitive, data-heavy stuff, which frees us up to do what we do best, things like creative thinking, strategy, and empathy. It's here to change how you work, not to take your job away.
And this leads us to a final, absolutely critical idea: AI literacy. You know, just like reading and writing became essential skills for the industrial age, being able to understand and work with these learning machines is becoming a fundamental skill for our world today. It's more than just knowing what AI is. It's about knowing how to collaborate with it, how to question what it tells you, and how to guide it effectively. Because here's the bottom line. As we move forward, the people and the companies who really grasp this new literacy, they're not just going to adapt. They are going to be the ones who lead the way and shape what our future looks like. So the question is no longer if this change is coming, it's here. The real question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you ready?